Browns linebacker Jordan Hicks with what he has seen so far from the Broncos on tape.
Looked at them a little bit so far. Obviously, they're playing really well. Looks like they're playing really good complementary football. Offensively, right? It's a Sean Payton offense. You know, they're gonna scheme. They're gonna do what works, and you know they force you to play sound football. So obviously, run game, they're going to test us there. We got to be able to stop that week in and week out. But I think Bo Nix is playing pretty good, right, for a younger guy, somebody that's dynamic, able to escape, make every throw, and is going to test you, on all levels.
And Spencer, so Browns trying to get back-to-back wins for the first time all season. And again, that's, what do you want to see? You got to be a little more consistent than the Browns have been at any point this season.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing, right? Because they've talked a couple times this year when they've gotten wins about turning it into a streak. They have yet to do that this season. And this is your first opportunity in a couple of weeks to kind of get back on track and do that. And I think they're taking pride in that idea. We talked a little bit earlier from the ESPN article you shared about them being a spoiler the rest of the way. Like, I think there's something to say about that. They still have, 3 division games to go against each of the division opponents. And maybe there's an opportunity there to finish with a winning record in the division. So, there's some things to still sort of be motivated about. This Broncos team, obviously, I think has been one of the more surprising teams of the season. I think people maybe thought they were going to take a step back after sort of parting ways with Russell Wilson and going through a little bit of a rebuild. But I think that speaks to just the consistency that Sean Payton brings to the table. And let's face it, I mean, I kind of laughed at the Bo Nix pick. Sean Payton was kind of touting how he baited the Vikings into taking J.J. McCarthy because they really wanted Bo Nix a couple picks later. And the fact that he's gotten him to play at such a high level, I think he's leading the rookie of the year race. I mean, that's it's been impressive to see him just kind of learn as he goes. And that is that Sean Payton factor at work. He's one of the best offensive minds in this game for a reason, and he's certainly getting a lot out of him. And I think that's on top of the fact that that place has been a house of horrors for the Browns to play in. They just, for whatever reason, do not fare well against Denver, especially in Denver. And it feels like you're going to another game where you're kind of counted out, and maybe that works in their favor.